we wanted to open the show with something very special.
Iconic.
Iconic. If really, like, if you know, you know.
Well, special's a strong word.
I think I would say special. Special could mean so many different things.
Don't get yourself in trouble there, Sydney.
We have, I don't even want to like touch it. I need to touch it. I'm going to move it. Okay. We have the Atari ET game that they tried to bury, that they tried to take away from us. That's right. It's ET, the extraterrestrial Atari 2600 game. This is insane.
Infamously one of the worst games of all time. For many years was considered the worst game of all time because of it. Literally,
It sold nothing.
It crashed the industry essentially. It was the biggest failure that right after it, the Atari industry and the video game crash of 82, I believe, 82, 83. But left a gap in the market that Nintendo jumped in. But anyway, ET, huge part of gaming for so many reasons.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously such a cultural touchstone in the 90s, or in the 80s.
80s, yeah.
That's when they came out.
82, the Christmas season of 82, because the movie came out in 82.
Look at you, Christmas movie,
right.
ET. But this game, if you don't know, this game specifically sold so poorly that Atari took supposedly all the games, like they were dead stock, took all of them and buried them in a landfill that was discovered later. Like there were photos.
A rumor. Yeah,
it was a rumor, and they were like, "That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of."
Yeah.
Then they found it.
Real.
They dug it up, and truly, it was just like cartridges, and like obviously ruined because they were buried in a landfill.
There were boxes too, but it was not in condition like this. Yeah.
So we came in, and our director and producer Chase was like, "Take a look at what we got." I didn't know this existed. I mean, I truly thought that they were all gone.
Well, and the reason why there were so many copies is because E.T. when it came out was the highest grossing movie of all time. It was Jaws and then Star Wars and then E.T. E.T. until I believe Titanic actually. So it had the record for a while. Jurassic Park might have slipped in there. I could be wrong.
No.
Regardless, E.T. was huge. Huge. So they were like, every kid is gonna want a little E.T. Atari. And they actually did sell a lot. But so many got returned, and then there was so much inventory in the back that's why there were just so many copies that they literally buried them.
Let me tell you.
It's like the SpongeBob episode where they're burying the money.
Oh yeah, good reference. Let me tell you the premise, and you decide if this appeals to you gamers out there.
Straight from the back of the box with the dad from Haunting of Hill House on the front.
What? Oh, you're right. Oh my gosh, the child actor was the dad?
Oh, he was an E.T.
Was he?
Yeah. No, same guy.
It is. Oh my gosh. I just put that together.
Henry Hillers? No, that's Goodfellas. Anyway.
Here we go. Here's the premise. See if you would love to play this game. Ouch! Don't know what. Is that supposed to be the zap? I don't.
Ouch! It's the way he cuts his hand on the razor blade.
Ouch! E.T. is lost on Earth and wants to get home. Help him build an interplanetary telephone to call for assistance before his energy runs out. But beware of government agents and curious scientists who will sap E.T.'s precious energy before he reaches his goal.
You made me very uncomfortable the way you said curious scientists, I gotta be honest.
Those curious scientists are getting in the way of E.T.
I mean, other than the actual constructing of a phone, it's pretty consistent with the plot.
Yeah, the phone threw me. I was like, what? The phone? But I guess like you're collecting parts, you know, you're getting the pieces.
Yeah.
The preview screen of what the game, and again, this is Atari. We have to remember this is
you have to use your imagination.
Single Joy-Con Atari.
Joy-Con, what has this generation done to us?
Sorry, single Joy-Con and button. It's a very simple premise, as were games at that time. But I think, you know, after the film came out, people just expected so much more. They wanted more depth. They wanted the score of the film. They wanted the character.
Oh, they have it.
They wanted the depth of the characters and like the relationship, and it's such a flat game.
I'll defend it.
Okay.
E.T. I will defend because
take the stand.
E.T. games, Atari games back in the best ones. Your Yars Revenges,
Pong.
Yeah, and of course your Pongs and your Asteroids, your arcade ports, but then there was stuff like I believe it was Berserk, and then there's some great games on the Atari, but they're all single screen or mostly single screen, kind of twitchy action reflex, very simple. E.T. tried to do what you're saying. They tried to have characters. You got, your characters from the movie with the guys in the trench coats.
And your curious scientists.
And your curious scientists. And, of course, E.T.
Yeah.
They do have the music. They actually have the title screen has a pretty good Atari rendition of E.T.
Yeah.
He looks terrible in the game. But, I mean...
I remember, actually, that opening screen.
It's
the
pretty good.
pixelated E.T.
Exactly.
And it's what, 8-bit sound?
Not even.
Not even? 4-bit? A 2-bit? Okay.
Atari's...
Yeah,
simple,
very
so,
like, boop,
yeah.
boop, 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 boop.
It really is, yeah. And I mean, it's as chiptune as can be. But there's a charm to it. The problem was the game was overly ambitious, honestly, because... And the gameplay loop could have been improved for sure. But they tried to have you...
It's generous you're calling it even a loop that people would think they would go back and play it again.
They tried to make a narrative where you're, building this phone to go home and follow the movie. And, they say you're low on energy. I'm pretty sure they just can't say Reese's Pieces because you get little dots of energy around the map, and it's got to be Reese's Pieces.
That's Reese's Pieces.
There's some charm to be had, but gamers weren't used to that. I think that was a huge problem, and it's not a good first impression of a game for sure. You have no idea what the hell to do.
Yeah,
and it's sloppy, and it's not good game design. I don't want to defend it too much. Worst game of all time? Absolutely not. And they tried, and they fell flat on their face. And the problem was they needed to play it safe on the gameplay side if they wanted this to sell, and it would have sold gangbusters if they did.
And then they even tried to literally bury it, and yet Risen, it's come back. We have it in the office. How did we get it, Marcus?
That's a great question. It was actually quite the story, which you can find out through the new ESR show Inside Retro Gaming.
Yeah, which they filmed at in Long Island at the Retro Gaming Expo. And who hosts it?
This is also the 16-bit edition, by the way, as it's the squeakquel.
The squeakquel to the 8-bit edition.
Yeah, because my voice cracks. Hosted by Samurai, who I have my problems with. But as a host, you couldn't ask for someone more enthusiastic and passionate. It's going to be a great opportunity to learn more about ET and a lot of other retro games. A lot of other retro games.
Not many retro gaming expos exist, and it's because we've lost a lot of what these games are. We literally don't have them anymore. So it's super cool that we now have this in the office, a relic. And check out that show on ESR. But stay tuned on our show because we have a lot more we're going to dive into, including something that I want to jump to.
Yeah,
I want to change it up. I want to change up the vibe.
I'm gonna put.
I'm gonna take my coffee back.
I'm gonna bring it back home.
Yeah. Bye. I thought you were just gonna throw it.
That's the joke.
No, Marcus.
This is old and valuable.
Marcus, no.